chances.
But if you're on that pitch, if you're an attacking player on the pitch and you go 1-0 up, and then you see the changes which the manager's making, you're losing belief in it, and you're thinking it's only so many times you can get away with it. But then you start thinking, oh no, we're going to sit back for this long. How are we going to get through this?
Let's be honest about the whole situation. Mexico, outstanding, passion, desire, all the things that we want. Dug in against Norway. But really, they've not played well all tournament, have they? They've had moments, and we said about moments in this tournament. Played so well today in that first half, stuck to the task defensively. But it was only going to be a moment that was going to win again, because we've not been playing free-flowing football up until they scored their goal. We had the Spence tackle, outstanding. We had Jordan Pickford, great save. We had Jude Bellingham running up and down, doing all the stuff for his teammates. We talked about the wide areas where one crossing to the other. So there were so many good things about it. But throughout the tournament, we've not played amazingly well.
But if it is about moments,
correct.
If it's been mainly about moments, why reduce the opportunity to have those moments by making more and more defensive changes and going further back?
Chappers, can I just say one thing before these guys who are behind us, before they leave? I think it's important we acknowledge as former players the outstanding effort, the outstanding passion that they've put into this tournament. Don't get twisted, it was a disappointing end to this game, but those boys have given you absolutely everything they possibly can. The coaching staff, alright, it's on decisions sometimes, but too many times I've gone out of tournaments and looked disappointed and been absolutely hammered, and rightly so, because sometimes you not perform well. But I think it's really important to acknowledge the effort and energy and passion that team have shown and thrown into it and representing the badge.
I may get this completely wrong in the coming days, but I don't get a sense they're going to be hammered. Do you?
I'm not talking about hammered.
Right. You said being hammered in the past.
I just want to acknowledge, as a former professional who's got a microphone in his hand and everyone's listening, the effort and energy that's gone in. I know that's not enough sometimes, and we've already had people that are within our vicinity telling us how much they paid to get here, and we respect all that, and those players respect all that. But I still think it's important that when you get to a semi-final of World Cup, something that none of us have achieved, by the way, and we're here.
I think what Harty's saying is, them players have given everything to try and win the tournament, and so did we. So did every other player, every other England squad to go to a tournament. You give everything, so you get knocked out. We're all gutted, we're all devastated. The players are devastated, the fans you can see around us are absolutely devastated. These fans have spent a lot of money as well to be out here and support the team. So expect more. I expected more in this game. I thought we could do a lot better, especially when we went 1-0 up.
But your point, I'll go to Alan in a minute, but your point is it's not all on them. They weren't helped themselves by the decisions.
No, it's not. No, of course it's not. Listen, Argentina are the world champions. They're the holders, so we knew it was going to be difficult. I just felt that the changes we made, didn't help us when we won 1-0 up. It didn't help us. So, yeah, we're devastated. And listen, sometimes you need a bit of luck, and you do need a bit of luck to win these tournaments.
They're on a difficult walk at the moment, are the England players, because they're walking back to the far side of the stadium, which is where the Argentinian fans are at the moment, which is why you might be able to hear a few of the whistles there. Let's go up to the commentary box and talk to Alan Shearer. You've heard what everybody's been saying here in the studio. Do you feel the same about the substitutions, that Thomas Tuchel's maybe called between wanting to try and sit out the game, but that was going to be over 20 minutes, and really it just invited more and more pressure?
Yeah, I said it during commentary, Chappers, didn't I, in terms of they've now got 6 defenders on the pitch. He played his hand. He knew that he was wanting to hang on. And the difference is, hanging on against Norway or hanging on against Mexico, as we were, perhaps haven't got the quality that this team have got, Argentina, in terms of the ability on the ball and the ability to punish you, and also their attitude, is that I was so impressed with them not panicking. But yeah, he played his cards very, very early, Thomas, in the hope that he'd hang on, and it's backfired. But those split decisions are the ones that make such a difference, and we were all praising him for what he did, and we're going to 5 at the back in the previous 2 games when England were under huge pressure. Now I guess we're going to go the other way now and think, could he have just changed it slightly different and put a bit more pace on? Because I said everything was coming back at England. They didn't have an outlet, because whenever they won the ball, they had no energy. They were physically and mentally done once Argentina had got that first goal.
In all of this, and when you lose a game like this and go out to Argentina, it's probably difficult to hear as well, but you have to give Argentina huge credit, don't you? You have to give them huge credit for the way they came back into that, the chances that they created, the fact that several times in this tournament they have kept going and kept going. They've scored 8 goals from the 75th minute onwards at this tournament.
They're champions for a reason, because it's not just about ability, it's about know-how, and it's about an attitude when things are going against you, when you're suffering, is to believe in who you are and what you are, and you've got to give them great respect for doing that. The best team have won tonight. I don't think anyone can complain. They put England under huge pressure. They hit the post a couple of times. McAllister should have scored with that diving header. They got the 2 goals. They were the best team, as much as that hurts to say. But on the other side, from an English point of view, when you come off the pitch knowing you've given everything, you've given all, I don't think anyone can complain with that, and these England players have.
Alan, thank you very much. Let's get some reaction from the England camp. Here's the captain, Harry Kane, with Kelly.
Well, Harry, it's the most heartbreaking way for your tournament to end. I know it's going to be incredibly raw, but what are your immediate thoughts?
Yeah, just gutted for the boys, gutted for everyone, the team, the staff, the fans. Yeah, we played a good game for the large majority of it. Once we went 1-0 up, we seemed to just try and hold on, which, you know, at this level is not enough. So just gutted because we've worked so hard to be here, and the lads have given every last bit of running, sweat, blood, tears, whatever it is. So to fall short like we did today is just gutted.
Why was it so hard to get any momentum after the goal, do you think?
Yeah, we struggled to get pressure on the ball. I thought, especially first half and start of the second half, we pressed them well. We put them under loads of pressure, especially high up the pitch, which then allowed us to win balls, control the game a little bit better. After the goal, whether it's them putting more men forward or us just not being able to match them man for man, it just was wave after wave, and we were trying to hold on. Lads were putting blocks in, but in the end, it was just it wasn't enough.
Did it feel at the end that after the exertion you put in the last 2 games, you down the Argentina end of the pitch as well, which makes it even more difficult? But what can England learn from this? What can you take forward?
Yeah, we had a lot of good moments in this tournament. A lot of good games. Another semi-final. We talk about knocking on the door. We're close. We just need to find that missing piece in the final stage of the tournament. You know, these tournaments take it out of you so much. Effort and pressure and mentality, and we've shown a lot of that throughout the whole 6-7 weeks we've been together. But yeah, we're just missing that final piece.
Thanks for talking to us, Harry.
Thank you.
Come back to one of the things he said to Kelly there, Micah, which was at this level it's not enough to hold on.
No, and Wayne's exactly right in what he said in terms of the drop too deep. When they scored that first goal, they should have went for the second. I wanted positive substitutions to take the game to Argentina. Yes, you've got to respect their quality, but all it did when they dropped deep is allowed Argentina to get into their flow. And at this level, you get punished. That's the difference. And I think for all the effort that the players have, they've been absolutely outstanding. Digging in, not played well all tournament, but they've been digging in at the right moments, getting over the line. So when you look at it, you have to look at the manager and his decisions to go that deep so early. Harry Kane said then it was about going to get the next goal.
It didn't look like that.
It didn't look like that. Of course, the opposition were applying pressure. They made subs themselves. They was chasing the game. They brought on Martinez. He gets a goal. However, it was just too deep. They made it too easy for Argentina in that second half.
I don't know if this is an unfair comparison or not. You tell me. Spain went a goal up last night against France and stayed in control. They didn't go flying forward looking for the second, the third, and the fourth, although they got a second, but they managed to control it. Yeah, is that the difference?
Yeah, well, they didn't sit inside their own penalty box. They have control by taking the ball, by moving the ball, moving it quick with a quick tempo. I think once we got the first goal, and Micah's absolutely right when he said, when we got the first goal, we didn't look to go inside to score the second goal. Far from it, we made changes and we dropped in. So for the players, for me, Thomas Tuchel's made the decision. And when you make a decision, it's a gamble. And the gamble he made was to go with the 5 at the back, which allowed them to dictate the game. Then we couldn't get out. It kept coming back, wave after wave after wave. Messi knew the space was out on the right. Me and Joe were watching him. He stood there, he didn't move, and all Argentina did was pick the second ball up, give it to Messi, let him go and try and do his thing, and we got punished.
Yeah, you mentioned the Spain game though, chappers. What they do better than we do, they keep hold of the ball.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They control
it. They give it to Rodri, they give it to Fabian Ruiz, they give it to Olmo, Pedri comes on the game, and they control the game. When we're on the ball, and Tuchel's style of play, and it's worked in certain aspects, but when we can't have runners going from deep, we don't keep the ball well enough.
I didn't see any patterns of play that could have kept us the ball. Now, for all the hard work and everything they've gone through in this tournament, they didn't have that default. Play it around, little angles. We showed it before the game. Egypt just keeping calm, drawing them out, getting Martinez, getting Romero out of position. You've got to bring them out and still be calm on the ball. Now, easier said than done, of course it is. But I didn't see anything when the back was against the wall other than the old school, get it up the pitch and see what numbers we can get around it.
How difficult are patterns of play to implement as an outfield player when the changes keep coming? I go back to the Norway game, the report looking at Elliot Anderson, people who analyse that game, he played 4 different positions over the course of that game. How hard are those patterns of play?
I think even with players in a normal shape, it's against Argentina who go and press and try to win the ball back quick, it's very difficult. But when we got the ball, we had no outlet, so all we were doing was kicking it long, they pick it up, come again. So it's impossible. It's impossible. But for me, the biggest thing is when Thomas Tuchel was making them changes, 100% them players will have been stood on the pitch thinking, oh no. They will have known what was coming. They would have known it was coming at them, and they would have had to have a massive amount of luck to see the game out.
Because none of those, when we look at those substitutions, and this is where Micah needs to go closer to the screen so you can see it. But when you look at those substitutions there, none of them are like for like, are they?
No, they're not like for like, but it's worked before in previous games, so he's stuck to the task. The difference is he came up with a quality opposition today. But yeah, I just thought it was too negative. I really did.
Harry's such an honest interviewer. So I'm thinking maybe from another point of view, from Thomas Tuchel, maybe did encourage England to go and get the second goal. And then very quickly realised we're not capable of getting the second goal. And that's why he made the decisions. Because I don't think Harry Kane would say that for any other reason than that was the message that was gone on. If we do score, we keep pushing. And that's maybe why Tuchel made the decision to do what he did.
The difference was bravery on the ball. When we scored the golden goal, absolutely outstanding.
Well, go on then, take us through it.
About the wide areas. I said it at half-time. I talked about concentrating, and I told him about this is where you can hurt him. Joe talked about Kane potentially dropping into these areas, dragging people out. See Paredes there, going with him. And as the ball recycles now, they're just waiting for that right moment. Now he can play him into these areas. Gordon and Rodgers high and wide, absolutely perfect. This is the bravery I'm talking about. And now they've got a decision to make, and it's one winger to the other. They win the second ball, and now they're attacked. They're ready, got forward runners, and that's how England play. That's what you call bravery. Getting the ball on the half turn, in the ascendancy, doing what you need to do, and then having the composure at the end of it, and having that confidence to take the lead. That's England at their best. But when the game got a little bit stretched, and they've got to keep the foot on the ball a little bit, and Argentina are pressing a little bit more, that's when you need the bravery. That is the difference. When you talk about teams like Spain.
England just exposing everything that was difficult about this Argentina team when it can come unstuck. In terms of dragging them in, staying calm on the ball, blindside runners, they're not very good at checking their shoulders, all those sorts of things. And then from that moment on, everything was in front of Argentina, and they're able to take their time, calculated risks, getting bodies around the ball. I think throughout the whole game, probably the first 70 minutes, it was one-on-one battles. So when it came to the tackle, Argentina were wary that if they didn't win it, they were getting hurt. And I think as soon as we scored the goal and we weren't moving us forward as much, they were able to go 2, 3, 4, and they were able to smash it off England and turn it over so easily.
And at the Enzo goal,